Hi everyone, welcome to Things Lucy Reads. I'm Luce, and this is a review video for Libyrinth by Pearl North. This is the first in a trilogy called the Libyrinth trilogy, I'm pretty sure. It's about this girl called Hallie who lives in this place called the Libyrinth, which is a huge library of books and also like a labyrinth, and all the books in the world are there just about. I should say the planet where they live is a forgotten Earth colony. So this is like, it's set in the future on a different planet, but they are humans. Like they're humans. So it's like a colony. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Hallie is a clerk at the Libyrinth, and she works under a librarian called Celine. And Hallie can hear the words that are in books, like the written word speaks to her. It will read itself out to her, and it's not just books, it's like letters or any kind of written word. She hears it speak, and it doesn't even have to be in a language that she understands. It will speak to her in her language anyway, even if it's not written in that language. But no one believes that she can do that, and so she kind of hides it from everyone. But because of that ability, she discovers a plot by the people called the Eradicants, who come through and systematically burn a lot of books in the Libyrinth because they believe that the written word is dead and it needs to be cleansed by burning. And Hallie hears in a letter from one of the other clerks, not Celine, one of the others, that there is a plot by the Eradicants to overthrow the Libyrinth. I think actually she either hears it because of a letter or she like overhears people talking about it. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a couple of weeks since I read this. So anyway, Hallie and Celine and Hallie's friend Claudia go on a mission to kind of warn the Elysians, who are Celine's people, about this threat to the Libyrinth and to kind of gain their alliance. But along the way, Hallie is captured by the Eradicants and taken to their city. And that's about all I can tell you. Oh, and they also find this book called The Book of the Night, which everyone thought was a myth, but is kind of instrumental in the religions and mythologies, and even like the founding of Ulysses, the Labyrinth, and the place where the Eradicants are from, which the name escapes my mind right now. And so they just kind of, they have to, Hallie has to find a way to save the world, and there are problems that Celine and Claudia have to fix as well, and it's just, yeah. There's a lot going on. It's a very complex plot, and I can't really tell you much more about it without giving away spoilers. But it was really, really good. There were only two things I didn't like about it, and that was that a lot of things kind of weren't explained very well. Well, not even that. Just there were a few things that happened or were explained, but it was kind of, they were just like brushed over, and it would happen, and I would be like, and I would be reading, and I would be like, wait, what's going on? Because the explanation had happened, and I wasn't paying enough attention to pick it up. I mean, that may have just been me not paying enough attention, as I just said, and it was only a very minor thing. But the other thing is that this planet is a forgotten colony of Earth, which I didn't realize. I'm pretty sure they didn't say it in the book, and I only found that out because I went on Goodreads and read the description there, and it said it's a forgotten colony of Earth. So that was good. That explained the other qualm I had with this book, and that was that half of the books were books from Earth, like 20th century classics, like Charlotte's Web or 1984, and just a lot of books that you'd be familiar with. Even like Life of Pi was in there. So yeah, I was going to say, you know, it's so convenient that in all science fiction, all of the books are from Earth. I mean, I do understand it has to be that way so that we understand and that we can, you know, it's like a reference that the readers will get, but it does seem like a bit of a cop-out. But the planet is a forgotten colony of Earth, so that is okay. I just wish it said that somewhere on the book so that I would have remembered. Yeah. But yeah, they are the only two things that I didn't like about it. The rest I loved. Each society had like a very specific religion, and it was just done so well. But my dad is a minister. He's not a practicing minister anymore. He doesn't like preach on Sundays or anything. But I was raised in a Christian household, and I went to church every week as a child. Not so much anymore. I stay home and film booktube videos on Sundays. But I was raised with that, you know, religious background, and so I just find it really, really fascinating when religions are written about in books, but they are really, really well thought out, and they had me convinced. Like, I believed absolutely that, you know, that was how these societies were created. It was just so believable, and just I'm doing really badly at this. But it was just really good, and two of the religions ended up like tying into each other. I don't want to give away any spoilers, and I hope that wasn't a spoiler. But just the reaction of the people to that was just spot on. It was so good, and the world was so interesting, and I wanted to know more about it, and I'm so glad that this is a trilogy and that the other two books are out and that I have them so that I can find out more about it, because it was so good. It was so good. I really loved it. It's unlike anything that I've ever read before, and it was so great. And the other thing is that there are lesbians. Like, two of the three main characters are lesbians, and I don't want to say which ones, and it wasn't the ones I was expecting, but whatever, it's still good. And when Hallie was in the Eradicants city, she was finding out more about their society, and she found out that you know, they didn't really care about homosexuality either. Like, you know, people were gay and that was fine. And two of the people that were gay that were mentioned were priests. And in Ulysses, there were gay people as well. And just, I love it. And I just read it. You really need to read it. It's on Book Outlet still, I'm pretty sure. So next time you're making an order from there, I would really recommend getting this one, because it's just so great. And the books quoting themselves to Hallie is really funny. They're not all Earth books. Some are books that only exist within the society. But it's really cute. There's this one book that kind of will shout out quotes from itself, and you know, when people aren't paying attention to it, or when Hallie isn't paying attention to it, it would just shout out quotes that are relevant to the situation. And so that was quite amusing. And that was the other thing. The book quotes are all relevant to what's going on, and the idea that books are sentient and know just what to say is just fantastic. And I'm it's less of a review and more of a gushing session now, so I'm going to stop. But this book is so great, and I really, really recommend it, because it is so unique and it's so good. It is so good.